Footprinters, Chrissy here. Yeah, things are a bit turned around this morning. Just having a bit of a lazy Sunday morning. It is Sunday the 1st of September. Happy Father's Day to those fathers in Australia, and later on today in America and wherever else in the world. Happy Father's Day to all any fathers who may be watching. We have our fur babies, so but anyway, I am going to be using my Steampunk Tarot deck. This is a deck that has reversals, so I have my cheat sheet here. Yeah, my husband tends to think that my mind should be able to remember everything the way it used to a few years back, but it doesn't anymore. So, you know, some things I need to cheat with. So, okay, so Trump in September. I'm going to have a look at Trump in September, and it's going to three signifier and 3 cards per week in September, and then I'll look at the bottom card as well. My notebook, as you know, my precious notebook, it's got water spilled all over it yesterday, and it's like, it's just drying out now. So anyway, enough inanities. Trump in September. What is September gonna bring for Trump? What is September gonna bring for Trump? I think, what is September? I think Congress is back in session. So we'll turn this down. I've got to be careful because those of you who watched my Andrew Yang video might have seen that there was a little bit of an accident. The tripod broke. The screw thing snapped off, but I have a very clever husband. He fixed it for me, but I have to be a little bit more careful with it. So let's have a look. Trump in September. What's on the bottom of the deck? The Page of Pentacles. News about money. News for us about money? Or news for him about, well, it might be news for him about money too. So, it's a signifier. 5 of Wands are reversed. So 5 of Wands is conflict and challenged, and he's going to be challenged by others who are equally, going to be equally adept at causing chaos as he is. Probably more adept, equally talented at causing conflict, but it's the sort of conflict that I think needs to be caused. Yeah, he's going to have to be able to concentrate really, really hard in order to keep up with. I think he's going to be challenged on many fronts. It's not just going to be one person. I think in this case it's going to be from several different fronts that he's going to be challenged. So that's overall, along with the news about the money, and he's going to be challenged. So let's see. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. I'll bring this over a bit more, and maybe bring it down a bit more as far as it can go. Okay, right. So. 1, 2, week 1, week 2, week 3, last week of September. A lot of reversals in here for him. Let's see. So, what's up, Cameo? Okay, so week 1, he's got the Hangman reversed. Now the Hangman, of course, is making sacrifices or trying to change people's perspective. And yeah, and I also see this as things coming to a standstill. If it were this way, things have been at a standstill during August because it's been recess, summer recess. People are coming back. Things aren't going to be at a standstill anymore. There's going to be loss and failure for him. He's, you know, whatever he's tried to do to save himself, it's not going to work. It's got here in my notes, martyrdom and lack of willpower. Of course, Trump being a narcissist, clinically diagnosed by a lot of people. It's up to over 30 now, I think, or it's up to 30 now. Another 3 people have added chapters to that book. There is anyone who's lived with someone who's been clinically diagnosed with even aspects of narcissism or narcissistic tendencies. Well, no, there's a lot of martyrdom about them. They give up a lot. It's all about them and how much they've given up. Criminality, irresponsibility, indecision. Well, pretty much more of the same. So in a way, it's still, time's been suspended. It's going to be pretty much more of the same from him. Nothing new's going to come along, at least in the way he behaves. What comes out of that, well, that's different thing. Strength, he's going to have to find some strength. Not sure why, but I'm sure that I think this may be stepping back and trying to overcome his frustrations. It's also about, you know, finding emotional understanding and patience and everything, but patience and emotional understanding are 2 things that are just alien to Trump. He just does not have any ability to understand what those things mean. You know, what he calls patience and being patient for many, many years is just him being stubborn and refusing to move. That's not patience, no. So he's going to have to try and find some things that are just alien to him, and whether or not that's going to happen is I don't know. 4 of Pentacles, he is going to be trying to cling on to some dignity, power. Well, he is feeling a little bit insecure about that, especially if news about money comes out and he's getting attacked on several fronts. I think he's going to start feeling very, very insecure about his position and, you know, and he's going to start, expect more diversions, I would say. So week 1, he's more of the same as far as behaviour, but as far as things being suspended about stuff happening with him because Congress has been in recess, that's going to change because they'll be back. Investigations will pick up more, and maybe more Republicans will say, hey, look, you know, no more. And he's going to be feeling very insecure and trying to muster up something that he just doesn't have. Week 2, we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, and that of course speaks for itself. A change in his position. It's not anything he can stop. It's very much, you know, destiny, you know. But it's also it's upright, so it's supposed to be a positive change. So there's going to be a positive change with regard to Trump in September, but whether if it's for him or for us, we'll just have to wait and see. I think the next card indicates that it might be for us. And the next card for Trump in September is Judgment. So I think certain things are going to come to light, and they're already starting to come to light with the news from Deutsche Bank about the Russian oligarchs co-signing his loans. that he's going to be judged on, and I think people who have been trying to avoid judging him really aren't going to have much choice other than to do so. And the third card for the second week of Trump is the Eight of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Cups, of course, is walking away. It's shallow views, and in the reversal it means if you give up and surrender now, you might not recover if you just walk away now, and you're going to end up very lonely and miserable. So this could be, he might be thinking about walking away. Yeah, and also it's the current cycle's over with this 8, and it's, yeah, I think he a lot of readers say that he is thinking more and more about walking away. He knows that if he walks away now, he's he's going to let himself in for a world of misery and a world of hope, and that's a world of hurt, and that's that would be unavoidable. But with the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment, he might not have any choice but to do so. Now, third week in September for Donald Trump, we've got the Seven of Cups. Reverse Seven of Cups is illusions, it's abuse of power, it's, nightmares. In the reversal, it's nightmares. It's, he dreamed of power, he dreamed of being the president. And he's found it's not the dream, it's a nightmare, because in putting himself in such a position, he opened himself up to investigation and scrutiny that he thought he would never have to undergo. And he feels that being president, he shouldn't have to undergo it. I saw an article online a couple of days ago that was saying he feels that he should be given another 2 years in office without election, just given another 2 years in office to make up for the first 2 years with all this investigation and stuff. Absolute garbage. They didn't give Bill Clinton extra time to make up for what they put him through. They didn't give Nixon extra time to make up for all the investigations. It's just absolute garbage and ridiculousness. His dreams are turning to nightmares. It's just getting worse and worse and worse for him. So week 3, it's getting even worse. It just seems to every subsequent week this week, so this month seems to be getting worse and worse for Donald Trump. We have next we've got the Two of Cups in the reversal. Two of Cups is working in partnership with people, and relationships, forming relationships with people. Reversed, I think it would also mean that, the relationships could be falling apart. He's terrified. He's terrified. He's going to be, he's Donald Trump wants people to love him. He needs people to love him. He cannot believe that people would reject him, and as such, he's terrified of the idea that people might reject him, because it's just, it's alien to his thought process, but, he doesn't even think about it. But if he does realise that people are rejecting him, he's going to be terrified. He is scared of the rejection, because if people don't vote for him, he's out of office. That's the only reason he's scared. That's the only reason he's terrified of people rejecting him at the polls and all that. It's because he'll be out of office and he'll have to face up to everything he's done. The last card for week 3 is the Seven of Swords, strategizing, planning, trying to get away with crap. As usual, he's going to run away from his responsibilities. That is another meaning of the Seven of Swords, running away from responsibility. And it's like, I'm going to pack up my little red wagon and go. That's what he's thinking. Swords are about thoughts, I just want to pack up all my shit and go home. So there you go. That's week 3. The last week of September for Donald Trump. Let's have a look what's happening. Page of Wands in the reverse. News about action. Actions and investigations. And it's news, of course. Always news of some sort. And normally he'd be confident and enthusiastic and encouraged. That he's got to not allow himself to bully people. Now that's just the notes here. It says don't allow yourself to be a bully and be mean-spirited. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to come out swinging in week 4. He's going to bully people. He's going to belittle them. He's going to be as mean and nasty and horrible as he can to try and make people fear them, other people rather than him. Straight out of Fascist handbook, Fascism 101 handbook, bully the people and belittle groups that you want others to believe are to blame for their problems. And he's going to come out swinging in the 4th week, and that's what he's going to be doing. The next card there is the 8 of Pentacles. Focus. This is the Apprentice card. It's often called the Apprentice card. Work. He's going to... One thing I find very interesting about the card in this deck is that the artisan here is so focused on her work that she not noticing the build-up. You see the build-up of gas, the build-up of smoke. I mean, this could be carbon monoxide. And she's so focused on what she's doing and so intent on what she's doing that she's sort of completely blocked out what's going on around her. She's put herself in danger of carbon monoxide poisoning there. I think Trump is going to be so busy bullying and swinging and belittling that he's not going to notice the fog closing in around him. And what is the last card for the last week of Trump in September? It is the Hierophant reverse. The Hierophant, of course, represents institution, governments, everything. It's reversed. So the stability of government, everything is going to be reversed here. It's corruption, hypocrisy, broken rules, lack of imagination, and lack of commitment. So, as with the Hangman at the start of the month, not much is going to be changed at the end of the month. We're still going to be dealing with all the crap from Trump. So I'll just very carefully move this up. So I hope that you could keep up with me. Very interesting. It's a bit of more of the same as far as his behaviour goes, but it's him carrying on much as he usually does, while trying to ignore the fact that everything is crumbling around him. And yeah, so I don't see him. He's certainly thinking about leaving office, and he might. And if he does, in the second, in the latter half of September, he's certainly going to be, making people feel every little bit of whatever. But I certainly, I don't know, I just can't see him actually doing it yet in this. He's still clinging on. He is stubborn to a fault. He is totally tone deaf to everyone around him. He gets so focused on what he wants and on his agendas, he doesn't give a shit, and he threatens, I'm going to walk away. Or he threatens, if you make me walk away, if you don't vote for me, if you reject me, your life is going to be horrible. That's the sort of thing he says. He said it. If you vote in the Democrats, it's going to bring violence. People are going to revolt against that. They're going to be violent. He's got to be very careful, because in some of in the way he speaks, some of these speeches and rallies, he's getting very, very close to a line called sedition, which is encouraging violence against government entities or the government itself, and that is actually against the law. So he's as usual, he's skating very, very close to those lines, sometimes just crossing it a little bit, but so quickly it's did he or didn't he? So again, that is my reading for Donald Trump in September. Thank you for joining me. If you're new, if this is the first time you've watched me, I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Please watch a few more of my videos, and if you like what you see, please subscribe and share and like. Yeah, anyway, love your footprinters, and I will see you at the next reading. Bye-bye.